You should be happy that you feel like a failure. And I'm going to try and reframe your brain so you understand why I'm happy failing on a regular basis. Look, I've had some amazing success at basketball, but I have had a bunch more failures. I have had some incredible success in business, and I've had a bunch more failures. I have had some great success in relationships, and I've had a bunch more failures. The success was amazing, and the failures even more so, because failures are an essential step to your success. So instead of stewing on your failure and just beating yourself up about it, do this instead. So, firstly, have a go. Expect something to go wrong and be okay with it going wrong, even excited by it, because that is part of the process. You've got to expect it not to work properly. Why would you expect something to go exactly as you want it just because you want it to? Have you had that in your life where that happens over and over again, where it's just everything plays out perfectly? That doesn't even happen in the movies most of the time because it's not real. Life is not, it's not a straight line. It is never like that. You don't just go from point A to point B and it is all perfect. That is not how it works. You've got to expect it to go wrong. You've got to expect it sometimes to fail drastically, blow up in your face in a spectacular fashion, because sometimes that's going to happen too. Sometimes it's just a small step. Sometimes it's a small failure. Sometimes it is, okay, I tried, whatever, I failed again. But as I said, it's part of the process. You need to be happy with that because it means you're on the right track. So, step number 2, assess the result that you got from trying whatever that thing was. You had a go. Now, what was the result you got? What worked? What didn't work? If something worked, great, keep doing it. If it didn't work as well as expected, maybe tweak it a little bit. If it didn't work at all, get rid of it, try something different. That's part of the process. You've looked at what you did, and now you know what to do next time or what not to do next time. And yes, there should be a next time. I mean, obviously it's not, if you're just cliff jumping as an amateur, well, maybe that probably isn't the best idea to do. But in general, we're talking about look at the result you got and see what worked, reject what didn't work. Okay? Number 3, if it wasn't what you wanted, try something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Why would you try it, fail, and then just go, I'll go again, and not change anything about what you did? What would be the point in that? It is basically saying, look right here. See this thing that you just did? This is not the way. This is not going to work. It didn't work this time. Do it exactly the same. You're going to get the same result. Do something slightly different. Minor tweak or major tweak if you have to, whatever it takes. But sometimes it's just the tiniest little bit in order to be able to get it. Think about a ship sailing from Sydney on Australia to Los Angeles. Do you think that ship leaves port in a straight line and just goes directly from Sydney to LA and it does not veer off course? Well, you might get a mechanical failure or a mechanical thing where it's just slightly off. 1 degree can push you out of course by a huge margin. And, it's probably hundreds or thousands of miles. I don't know. I'm not a nautical engineer, but I do know that basic geometry says that if you try to go in a straight line and something is slightly off course, you're going to end up a hell of a long way if it's a big distance. So just think about that. Sometimes you just need to make a small change and you too are going to end up in a completely different destination to where you started. So, as I said, if it wasn't what you wanted, if you didn't get the result you wanted, what are you going to do differently? Because I want you to keep going. If you're trying to start a business and it's not working, try and do something slightly different. Try and learn something else. Oh, I'll try that instead. All right, I'll try that instead. Oh, I'll try that instead. And I'm not talking about switching from modalities. So I'm doing a YouTube video right now. Let's say that I do a bunch of YouTube videos and I put them up and nobody watches a video. All right, well, I guess YouTube doesn't work for me. There's no point me trying. I don't know. Mr. Beast started and he was terrible when he started, so I'm allowed to be terrible when I start. But if he can also end up where he is right now, then I can probably get close to that if I really, really, really wanted to. Now, granted, that guy is obsessed with YouTube. All he wants to do is make the best YouTube videos possible. That is his mission, okay? But on his mission, that guy has failed so many times. He has made so many terrible videos that are just pointless. Did nothing. Got him nowhere. He probably didn't make any money for the first few years. Maybe even longer. Some people who are on YouTube don't make any money for 10 years, 15 years. Hell, I started on YouTube in 2009, I think. I wasn't going at it from a business point of view like I am today. I was using it to put my content up there so I could embed that on my website or use some of the videos within my training programs to show people what to do and use for marketing our stuff. Now, this is a different avenue. I'm doing something different, so I expect to get a different result. And once I start doing these videos, I also know that I'm going to get better at it. I am going to do my first few videos, and they're probably going to be terrible. But you know what? They're going to be better than the ones I did in 2009. A hell of a lot better. And video number 1 is nowhere near going to be as good as video number 50. And video 100 is going to be better than video 50 by far. Because I'm learning and I'm seeing what happened. Yeah, I'm also practicing. I'm doing something different. I see how I look on video. I see how it comes out. I hear the audio. I change bits and pieces because I'm adjusting as I go. Because I don't want to get stuck just doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Because that's just, like I said, it's insane. It is the definition of insanity. Try something different. It could be just slightly different. The smallest change can make a huge difference over the long run. So look, every time you fail, you have an opportunity to learn. So the most successful people in life fail way more than you ever imagined they could. That's just what they do. So take what worked and what didn't and use it to make your next effort go a little bit better. Every boat or plane sets course for their destination and has to course correct along the way. It's never a straight line. They're just doing this as they go. The same goes for you in pursuit of whatever your dream is. So you will fail. Just make sure you learn from that failure and you do something different so that you keep on going at it, but you keep getting better and improving so the next time you're going to get a better result. Colonel Sanders failed to sell his KFC recipe 1,009 times. Had he given up at 1,009 and gone, all right, this is pointless, we would not have the finger licking history that we do right now. And he would not have a global brand and all the success that he wants. He was 63 or something. I don't know, don't quote me on that as being correct. But he was in his 60s, I believe, before he got the success that he really wanted. But he kept going. 1,010 times to get. That's 1,009 times he failed. How many times have you failed at doing the same thing? You can do that. When the light bulb was invented, same sort of story. There are so many people that have gone down this path. You're following in these paths. You're following in the footsteps of failures. The people that were successful are the biggest failures you've ever met or ever heard of. So don't be afraid to fail. If you are failing, you should be happy that you are learning along the way. Learning how to get better, learning the perseverance, learning the dedication to your craft. Learning the discipline of doing something that's difficult. If you believe in it, it's worth it. You want more tips like this? I've got a free 28-day coaching program that you can see on the link below. I'll help you design, build, and live your ideal lifestyle so that you don't feel like a failure, even if you are failing, and you get more happiness, more joy in your life, and you are on your way to living a life you love, because that's what it's all about. I'll see you on the inside.